Our guest in studio is, and I was going to say an old friend, an old acquaintance, Vito Luprano, who has worked as a record executive in this city for many, many, many years. And I would just give you the backstory very quickly, full disclosure. You and I met back in the mid-1970s.
Yes.
I was a mere child. I was publishing a magazine, a music magazine at the time called Vibrations. And the only way we made money, because the magazine was free, was to sell ads. So we'd go to the record companies because it was a music magazine. That's how you and I met. You were working at CBS Records at the time, I think,
That's right? That's right.
Along with Mario Lefebvre, the two of you
right.
kind of worked
Yeah, I did Columbia, he did Epic.
Okay. And you, in the music business, before I get to the Celine part, first you worked in disco, right? You were going to discos when that was a thing in the
That was my
70s,
life,
right? Yeah.
Yeah. I used to go to discos every night, 1234 and Limelight. It was crazy.
You were pushing record, like play this. Okay. And then you end up in the story, the reason you're here today is because you end up at CBS, which later became Sony. You end up signing Celine Dion.
My first artist that I signed.
Up until then, you were just promoting. How did you get to Celine? Who, how, when? Did Renee tell the story?
I'll tell you
By
the
the way,
story.
the reason he's here as well, you have a brand new book.
Yes.
If you want to pick it up, I read the book is fantastic. There's a lot of stuff in there that I'm sure people don't know. What's the book called? Where do you get it? All that stuff.
Well, first of all, you get it at Amazon.
Okay.
And the book is called It's All Coming Back to Me, ...
Okay, like the song.
Yeah.
Okay.
Which I brought to Celine anyway.
Okay, well, we'll get to that in a sec. So let's talk about how you end up meeting Celine Dion for the first time.
For 5 years, I was doing promotion and marketing for radio promotion and marketing for my artists. And I was doing great. And at one point, they hired me. Well, they asked me, what do you want to do in life? And I said, my dream is to become an executive producer and a A&R person. And
artist and repertoire.
Artist and repertoire.
Dealing with the artist directly.
Exactly. Okay. And before that, I decided to freak out Sony by going with a friend of mine in studio, and we did a remix of Fantasy of Earth, Wind & Fire.
Yeah.
And the remix sold 100,000 12 inches here and 500,000 in America. About a month later, I knock on my office door. You want to be A&R? It was funny.
Because you had a success.
Exactly.
Okay.
You know, without them asking me, I did something for the company that made them a lot of money, for the first time.
So wait, I didn't even know you did that. So Fantasy, which is a very good song, successful for Earth, Wind & Fire.
The remix, I'm on it.
What's it called?
It's called Fantasy.
By
Earth, Wind & Fire.
The remix.
The remix is remixed by me and another person.
Okay. I got to find that. Okay. So now they come to you. Okay, we want to let you do AR.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. So, of course, that was my dream. So after a few months, it took me a few months to really place myself and understand exactly
how the business works. Okay.
Yeah, how the A&R work and how I want to do it.
Okay.
And the way that happened is that Bill Rotary, do you remember him?
Sure, great guy.
Yeah, he was the manager of the
he ran the
branch,
sort of the office, right?
For the branch, yeah. And he met Renee at the
I know this.
Dick Ann's.
He met him at Dick Ann's in
right.
Laval, in Chamonix,
That's right, in Laval. That's right.
Complete coincidence.
Complete coincidence. They both liked garbage.
Hey.
No, I love that freaking
so do
thing.
I.
Okay, but
remember,
fast food,
those hamburgers are so thin you can slide them under a door.
Exactly, and you can slide a lot of them under the door. So, and he comes into the office and says, Vito, you got to talk to Renee. He's ready to sign with a major. I'm not pushing you. It's your decision, but I would really like for you to call.
So when you're talking about signing, he's talking about signing Celine.
Yes.
Who up until that point, right, she's established a little bit in Quebec.
But it was starting to go down. You know, they were starting to get returns of her French music.
Okay.
When she was 15 and 16.
Okay.
Because I kind of didn't like that. You know, I didn't sign her for that. I signed her because...
To break her out.
Yeah, I signed her because I knew she had a great voice, but she needed direction musically.
So up until then, Renee Angelou was picking all her music, all her songs, telling her what to do, basically managing her.
Yeah.
You're told he's going to sign with somebody. You should try to sign her. So you go, how did...
Well, they come to me and they said, Celine wants to sign with Sony because Michael Jackson is on Sony.
Okay.
So I said, okay, great. Renee, come and see me. We'll have a meeting. I called Renee. I said, I heard you're looking for a major. And he says, yeah, can we have a meeting? I said, yeah, come and see me next week, and we'll talk. Because I knew Rene a little bit, but I didn't know him.
Okay.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So he comes in, and we're talking. We're like two dogs smelling each other, trying to figure out, are we safe here, or is he going to bite? That type of thing. And it was great. And then all of a sudden I said, okay, I'm the type of guy that even if it's going to hurt you, I'm going to tell you the truth. So I told him straight off, Rene, you want to work with us and you want me to get involved? We have to change everything. We got to change your look. We got to change your sound. We got to change your songs.
Wow.
And he goes to me, and Rene goes to me, Vito, that's why I'm here. So that's how it started.
That's a great story. All right. So you end up signing Celine. Some of the songs start to change. Right. So I will tell you. So at that point, Celine's 20 or 18 years old, right?
She was 17.
17.
And she turned 18.
It took a while even then, because I remember I was working at another radio station in 1991, and we were doing a radiothon in the basement of Alexis Neon Plaza for cystic fibrosis, a fundraiser. I don't know if you remember this.
Yes, I do.
And we were there all night, and they closed the mall, but the mall, we were still down there with people, volunteers taking phone calls, and we had entertainment, right, to keep it interesting. Every now and then we go play a piece of music. And who showed up? Must have been 12:30, 1 o'clock in the morning. Because we went all through the evening, right, trying to raise money. Celine shows up with Rene in tow, so she is now 22 years old, like she was performing at the Bell Center. She didn't show up just to sing. She was in full dress, the whole deal, like she was performing for a huge crowd. And she did a couple of songs, picked up, Rene went home, and that was the end of that. And we all looked at her and said, this girl is serious to show up like this, just to sing for a bunch of people and whoever was listening on the radio at 1 a.m. on a Friday night. And then, so that's 1991.
Right.
What happened? When did, I'm trying to think what was her first international hit?
Her first English album was Unison.
And the single?
And the single that we went number 4 on the Billboard was Where's My Heart Beat Now?
Right.
You're listening to Montreal Now with Aaron Rand and Natasha Hall on CJAD 800.
I think it's fair to say this is the song that really puts Celine on the map, internationally anyway, right? Where Does My Heart Beat Now? So we're talking to Vito Luprano, who worked with signed Celine Dion back in the day. So I asked the question, Vito, obviously you remember something like this because it's life-changing, certainly career-changing. How did this song happen? You mentioned, the whole idea was to take Celine from what she was and turn her into something different look, different sound, different whatever. Who came up with the idea for the song?
Well, what happened is we had just finished the album Unison, and we went to New York to present it to them. It would be the first album that we wanted them to support.
They being Sony.
Sony, okay. Yes. Sony New York. And so one of the A&R directors there, they came back and said, well, I think we need another 1 or 2 songs, It's a good album. She's great. We want to work her, but we need a couple more songs. Rene was pissed. He comes back. We come back to Montreal, and he's ready. Vito called him, tell them I'm going to go to Warner's. I said, Rene, stop. It's going to take you another 5 years to be at this point. I said, don't worry about the songs. I found all the other songs. Give me a couple of days. And because of that, I called a friend of mine in London. His name is Chris Neal, which he did Mike and the Mechanics. He did Sheena Easton.
A writer, songwriter.
Writer, producer. Okay. So he says, Vito, I got this incredible song, and it's from a writer who's about to be let go from his publishing company. I want to send it to you. I said, go ahead. I got the song. I listened. Said, this is a freaking hit. I go play it for Rene. No, it's too rock. It's too heavy. Celine liked it. Celine said, oh, I like it. But Rene, it's too rock. I said, Rene, listen to me. We could take a tango song and turn it into pop. This is rock. I'm going to make it into pop. We have to do this song. This is an incredible song. And we went to London to record it. And, of course, it was great for him because there was a casino there. So we record the song.
By the way, this song that had been written, no one else had recorded it?
No one.
Okay.
And the song, when we heard the final mix, well, not the final, the rough mix of her vocals that night and everything, I said, I was sweating. They were crying, Renee and Celine, because they realized
how good this
is a hit,
Wow.
And that's how we got her to record that song.
So obviously you, at this point, because you chose that song and it turned out to do as well as it did, that bought you some credibility with Renee and Celine.
And Sony.
Yeah, and everybody else.
Sony in New York, because then all of a sudden, they went number 4 on Billboard with that song.
Yeah, and then the rest of the history, there'd be Beauty and the Beast with
which
people
were
Bryson.
number 1.
Yeah, and we know, of course, about Titanic and everything else. Of course. And that built the legend. So my question, because I don't want to run out of time, you now have the trust of Renee Angelil. Yeah. You clearly have the trust of Celine. You had a hit, international hit, and everything went great for the next how long?
22 years?
That's pretty
until
impressive.
I started working on, I came up with the concept of taking chances. If you have a little time, I'm going to tell you a quick story. We're in New York. She's doing a video, and Renee calls me, says, Vito, we're going to go to Sony Music at the office. We're going to have a meeting for the next album.
Okay.
I said, what? I'm not ready. I said, Renee. Well, okay. I said, okay, let's go. So we get there. The New York person had nothing. Renee didn't know what to do. Celine didn't know what to do. And I said, well, I didn't know you guys wanted to meet. So give me a day. Let's all go back to our rooms, our hotel. Mm-hmm. Give me a day or two, and I'll call back the meeting. I went back to the hotel. I stayed up all night. And I found this song, Taking Chances. And this song gave me the whole concept of the album. So we meet the day after, and Celine is there. Usually she's not there. And I said to them, okay, I've got the album. The album will be called Taking Chances. Why? Well, I'll tell you why, Celine. You're a superstar now. You could do whatever you want.
Now is the time to take
Now is the time to do it. We could do disco, dance, blues, whatever, jazz. You could do it. She loved the idea, okay? So, and then I played her the song. She heard the song, fell in love. She starts crying. Why? Because now she feels there's an album coming. And Renee didn't like that.
So the first split after so many years together is not with Celine, it's with Renee.
With Renee, yeah.
And then eventually that ended up ending the relationship.
Well, I just left. He never wanted to tell me. We were like brothers, man. Yeah. We were like brothers for 22 years. The 23rd year, he started taking distance. He didn't want to talk to me.
You think he felt like he'd been left out? He wanted to take more control?
He wanted to keep the control with Celine. He wanted Celine to know that it was all him.
When it was.
And Celine realized it. And then Celine, while we were doing that album, she would come directly to me and to ask me, do you have more songs? Do you have more songs? Mm-hmm. Where she would go to him before,
Do you still talk to her? You have any contact with her anymore?
I had contact with her when her mom died. I went and see them at the funeral home, and we talked a little bit, and I said, call me. I need to talk to you, because I knew there was things not going well with her manager.
Was Renee still alive at this point?
No, he died.
Okay.
With her manager, and then I realized 6 months later, she fired everybody. Mm-hmm. But she never called me.
Since.
No. But I told her lawyer at this point, because he approved everything
in the book.
Yeah.
Okay.
And
so she knows everything, every story in the book.
Well, my promise to Renee was, he asked me to wait until he passed and to send an album to Celine.
Okay.
Okay. So I did, and they approved it, so it's out. And what was I saying now?
Has she read the book? I mean, you're talking about...
Yeah, she read the book. I don't know what she thinks, but she hasn't...
You think is she mad at you?
I have a feeling, and I know it's a fact, Renee made sure that she wouldn't talk to me. I don't know what he told her.
He convinced her you had done something bad. Okay.
Why? Because even in his death, he wanted her to understand without him,
she was nothing. Wow.
And which is terrible, because she did 5 albums since I left, not one hit. So I told the lawyer, talk to Celine. She needs a hit. I have one more album in my head. And it's been 10 years I have that album. If she's willing, We go in.
The book is out now. It's called again?
It's All Coming Back to Me.
It's All Coming Back to Me by Vito Luprano. You'll find some stuff in there about the relationship with Celine, with René Angelil as well. A lot of stuff in there that I don't think most people even knew happened. Vito, I thank you. It's great to see you, first of all. It's
so nice to see you.
It's been at least 30 years since we've seen each other, I think. So
I thought you were shrink, but you didn't. You're still tall.
I'm wearing lifts. Take good care. Please send my best to Mario Lefebvre as well.
Absolutely.
I know he's had some health issues, and thanks for coming in. And best of luck with the book.
Unmistakably Canadian.
It's the music that raised you.
The artists raising the bar.
Hi, this is Bryan Adams.
Hey, my name's Brett Emmons. I'm from the Glorious Sons.
Hi, I'm Nelly Furtado.
Made in Canada. The station that champions Canadian music.
Loud, proud, and all yours.
No passports required. Just press play.
Tap into Made in Canada now on iHeartRadio.ca
or the free iHeartRadio app.